So, picking up with the next video, quick situation. 7 platoons sort of clustered around compound 4 and 1. We've got what looks to be a bit of a hard point with compound 5. So I think there was an ambush up here, but from checkpoint looking in, we've seen, and you can see from the ground littered with Taliban, they've been sort of coming into this compound, and they're currently engaged with 2 section on the rooftop. That is preventing these guys from fully surrendering. It's a part of combat mission mechanics, and there's a good video by Hapless on this. Part of combat mission mechanics is they can unsurrender, and they, you know, actually going through a prisoner taking, that's a bit of a problem here at the moment. Apaches have arrived on station, so we've got 2 Apaches to start calling in fire. Only person who can do that is it looks like the mortar fire controller. And yeah, I think I've at this moment in time got 2 options. I can either fight through, take compound 5, take these prisoner, take whoever's here prisoner, or kill or capture effectively. Or my preference is actually to bypass this. It is combat mission frustration, so these guys will probably unsurrender themselves at some point, but I reckon I can get the platoon to start pushing this direction. Ignore combat fight, it's not an objective. Come up through these fields and down from the, well, across from the west onto northern compound. Before I do that, now it's how I choose to use the Apache, whether I use them as a area or point target, and what I request. So whether it's a, I think light will just be cannon. I think heavy will be Hellfire, possibly rockets. I don't really want to use rockets. They have a habit of having a sort of shape that isn't really what I'm after for this. I want quite directed fire. Apart from here, I suppose a rocket strike on this wouldn't be bad. So maybe the best thing to do would be make a decision. So I reckon my decision is to bypass this. I don't like this. I could potentially bypass and just call in one of the Apaches onto compound and say, stuff you, I'm just going to flatten the place. Or take it in the same way that we took this. It looks like we've got a single breach charge, so it's whether we do the same job, come round, breach, clear. My preference though is either breach and clear from the north, like from the west, like we say, or actually you might get away with this. Yeah. Breach through this door into the compound. Yeah, I think I'll save that for this, and I'm going to bypass compound 5 just because it isn't an objective. That's 4 minutes of me waffling. I am going to call in the Apache on, we know there's targets here, get the cannons going.
Ready for check-in.
I don't want to end up in a prolonged firefight on this roof here, so I may get them to get off the roof basically and start preparing to go around. And who do we lead off with? So how do we lead off? I think potentially maybe get through compound 4, and then do we want to push up this wall and then across that way? That might be the best way. So I think I'll start preparing that as well. Get the A9 to come down with us. Well, actually, we'll stagger it and just press play for now. Feels a little bit cheeky, so with I can't do it right now. With I can't do that either. With combat mission, you need line of sight to call in targets. We were a bit cheeky, called in target and then got off the roof. Actually guiding them onto target will be a different matter, but the Apache cannot. You can sort of have a point target or an area target, so they take targets of opportunity. That's okay for the time being. Do not like leaving this guy behind to get away with it, really. I don't really like the direction they take up here. You almost want the some kind of smoke, really. I think I heard something there. What was that? No. Tell you what, for the next bunch, I am going to have... wrong one. I'm just going to pop smoke and cross the road. They pop smoke? Let that build and see if we can push through this way. Turn that off. It's not the best. Yeah, I don't like that. Get a bit more. Got a horrible feeling it will just sit in this ditch instead of actually covering the road. once this one's built, we'll move these guys through to here and start pushing over this way.
Having A8 inbound after 1 minute to overhead.
Is that good enough?
Approaching from there.
Bit risky. Hopefully that's fine. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's how far along we want to go. Up this way and across, or whether we reckon we can. We'll see in a sec. Keep the MFC commander. And we are giving up the compound roofs. They've been quite good so far. So actually, they've been really good so far. This guy's going to get away with it. So there we go. Just checking on the checkpoint. Got tons of ammunition, those guys. 'Cause they're a static unit. We're just going to keep them... I wonder if there's a way to... get the shape just about right. Something like that. There is still a danger of overshoot.
CIP.
What can we do?
Target identified.
You are under positive control. Clear hot.
Here we go.
At CIP. Target identified.
So I don't think that wasn't a cannon, was it?
Control, clear hot.
Ordnance expended. MRTB.
Oh, that was it. Do we want to be cheeky and say stuff you? Do we trust them? I think if we do, so it's 8-minute calling time.
Air request, ready for check-in.
I want to get moving away from that whilst it's called in. And try and patrol out across these fields. Oh, have they made contact? They have. So get them to bound forward. So I think get these guys to move over. Across the road. So put some distance between us and compound 5, I think. To keep being conscious of where are they up to. So I reckon you could probably get away with that. And this, well, this can now do something like this. Oh, what's the best thing? Just crawl off the road. I don't think they're accurate enough to really cause us any issues. I wish I had someone else to call in fire as well. It's quite frustrating that they can't call in fire. Just bit by bit bounding forward, I think, with this. Otherwise it's gone quite quiet, which is always an ominous sign. Almost sweeping through here. Oh, pay attention. I don't know what that was, if I'm honest. Make sure these guys are actually in a ditch. I think they may have to bound across. About 3 minutes for this. What I'm going to do, I'll tell you what I'll do. We'll play 3 more minutes. We'll watch Compound 5 get smacked. And then call it there. Biggest problem I found with this, and with combat mission in general, is you say, oh, I'll play one more turn, I'll play one more turn, I'll play a couple more minutes. And without fail, that will be the point that something happens. You're like, oh, I've got to play on now. We'll be strict. We'll watch the Apache strike and then we'll save.
I'm an AH inbound. Estimate 1 minute to your overhead. Approaching from the east.
Keep the engineers just watching our back for the moment. Here we go. Generally we're rested and ready. That's not too bad. So we're not exhausting ourselves in the heat. One thing I would, it feels like this is, I mean this was quite wide, we made that fine. This feels quite wide, so it's how comfortable we feel pushing across. Was I not even looking? Well, that might be something else though. Don't like doing this, but I'm going to push across like this, I reckon. Hopefully it's how much I trust the A&O to have my back whilst we patrol across.
At TIC. Target identified. You are under positive control. Clear hot.
Here we go.
Ordnance expended, MRTB.
That was it, there we go. That's another quick attack run. Right, before anything interesting happens, I'm gonna pause it there. And I'll catch you in the next one.